Okay, so this is a 2017 E300, and it's got a misfire on cylinder 1.
Okay. We checked the fuel pressure, we checked the ignition coil, we checked the spark plug, we checked compression on cylinder 1, and we did a cylinder leak down test.
And I checked for spark, just to make sure the engine computer was sending a signal to the ignition coil to spark, and we did see spark.
Okay, so we have a compression of 115 on cylinder 1, and all the others were averaging 150, so it's like a 24% difference, and that's no good. It's got to be within like 10% to be good. I did the leak down test, and I discovered that air was leaking into the crankcase, and this is how we did it. Check it out.
All right, so I just tested both of these coils, and they have about the same resistance, which is not looking good for a bad coil, right? So next test I'm going to do is just, I'm going to switch these coils out. The coil that is bad, or the cylinder that's misfiring, is number 1. I'm going to put number 1 on cylinder 2 and cylinder 2 on number 1 and see if the misfire follows to cylinder 2. If it does, we just replace this coil. If it doesn't, it's not the ignition coil at all, and we got to keep digging around. All right, so we got a misfire on cylinder 1. We're going to check the spark. We got a test light here, hooked up to ground. All right, guys, so we're going to check the high pressure fuel circuit now, make sure we're getting the fuel that we need. Okay. Okay, so the rail pressure looks totally fine. The check was okay. Yeah, so it looks fine. It's supposed to be within that limit of the 2 lines, and it's right in the center, so that's okay. All right, guys, so we are set up for the compression test. I've got the compression gauge hooked up, and I'm about to go and do a few turns of the starter and see what we get here. All right, so we just did the compression test on all 4 cylinders, and cylinder number 1, which is the problem cylinder, came out with the lowest compression, and it's lower by 24%. So this is what we came up with here. Cylinder 1 at 115 psi. It's 24% lower than the average of 150 here. Next is the leak down test. So I just removed all the spark plugs. There's all 4 spark plugs. That's number 1. Look how oily number 1 is compared to the others. We're going to move this to top dead center because we're testing cylinder 1. Cylinder 1 needs to be at top dead center to close the valves. So you can see, I haven't gotten it top dead center yet. You see the 0T? That's top dead center. You can see there's a notch there in the pulley. We got to get that to that metal that you can see. The block has a marker right there. That's where we got to get it. Okay? So let's keep spinning. So let's see where we're at. There's our notch, and there's the marker. Okay? All right, so we're putting in about 82 psi, and we're holding just over 40 psi. That's a problem. That's too much. That's about 50% loss. That's too much loss. Now I got to figure out where it's coming from. Now, when I first hooked it up, I saw smoke coming out of the air filter here. That would indicate intake seals or intake valve not closing. But the PCV valve, crankcase ventilation, goes into the intake tube here. It routes from on the side of the motor here, you can see the disc right down here, the PCV valve kit, or the PCV kit. And it goes all the way through here, down here, over here, and into this intake tube, right? It's connected to the turbocharger down there. And so that's why I'm getting all the air coming out of here, but it's not the intake, it's escaping into the crankcase. Piston rings that are worn, and both the oil and the compression ones would have to be worn because we've got low compression, and we've also got oily spark plugs. We've got oil on the number one spark plug, looks like wet oil, and this is probably getting past the ring, or there's a crack in the piston. And these M274 engines are known for cracks in the cylinder 1 piston. For sure it has an issue with cylinder 1. It's either going to be a cracked piston or the rings of the piston are gone. And if the rings are gone, that probably means that you've got damage to the cylinder walls, and that means a new engine for this guy, unfortunately. Okay, so how did I do this? I loaded the system with pressure. Okay, we can see our incoming pressures at, let's just put it at 50 or 60. And then we've got 30 psi less. We're losing a lot of pressure, and it's all coming out through here. And then when I put the stethoscope on, and I put the stethoscope to this disc of the PCV valve, I can hear the air coming from the PCV valve. That's how I know it's escaping into the crankcase. So that's it, guys. The compressed air was going into the crankcase. That proves that cylinder 1 had issues. Whether or not it was the rings or a cracked cylinder, we're not sure. Not until we open up that engine and take a look. But it's going to the dealership. My customer purchased an extended warranty, and Mercedes-Benz is going to replace it. $20,000 to replace this M274 engine. So it worked out for him in the end. He's going to get a new engine, and he's going to be a happy guy. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.